Hey guys, so I'm going to do an Excel tutorial of PVA examples. This would be a position, velocity, and acceleration. Typically we're going to do this when we have access to position data and we want to calculate how the velocity and acceleration progressed as well. And this is actually calculus, so we're going to be doing derivatives, and we're going to be using the first central difference method to calculate these velocity and acceleration values. So first off, the first central difference method basically is so that we can get a time point alignment. So if I want to take velocity, typically we're going to just think, okay, 2 minus 0 divided by 0.5 seconds, right? That would be the change in position over the change in time. The problem with that is that will give us a velocity for 0.25 seconds, and we don't want that. We want all of our position, velocity, and acceleration data to align. And so what we do to adjust for this is that we're actually going to take, for velocity at 0.5 seconds, we're going to take the change in position at 1 second and over the change in position at 0 seconds. So let me show you how this would happen. And essentially what happens is we lose these cells. So I'm actually going to black these ones out because we won't get them because we don't have any data before 0 or after 10. So let me show you how this is going to work kind of in Excel. You're going to have to make sure your parentheses are right here, but we're going to take 5 minus 0, and we're going to divide that, another parentheses, 1 minus 0. And this makes sense, right? We should expect 5 minus 0 divided by 1 minus 0 is going to be 5. So this looks good. Now the beautiful thing about Excel is that we can just copy this all the way down. And as long as you kind of get your cursor on this bottom right corner, you see the black cross come up, we can drag this down and it's going to give us our velocity. Now you see I've already kind of arranged these graphs to populate, so this data looks pretty good, but you'll notice we don't really have velocity in this early stage here. And just to check, you can kind of go through and click on these to just see, okay, did I get the right cells? And we do, right? As we go down and I kind of click, it's taking the cells after and the cells before. This is called the first central difference method. Now what we want to do is then move to acceleration. If we want this to translate here, what I'm going to do actually, this little trick here, because I want this time to always be from the A column, I'm going to put a $sign right there before the A so that the A holds, and as well as this one. Okay, so this won't change anything on the velocity graph, so when I drag this down, nothing should change. But when I drag this over to acceleration, this A7 minus A5 that you see for this cell will actually stay for the acceleration. So I'm going to go over here and do this, and keep in mind in this case for the acceleration graph we're going to black out 2 of these because we've kind of shortened our velocity data set by 2 data points. Okay, so now when I drag this over I get a 1. So we have to think about is, okay, what are we calculating here? 6 minus 5, right, divided by that 1 second interval that we're dealing with. I'm going to drag this down, and now we have acceleration. So you can see this can get, a little hectic, these curves. Part of it is that we're only providing data at 0.5 second intervals, but this would be a sort of model after Usain Bolt's 100-meter sprint time when he broke the world record. So it's not exact numbers. These are just sort of estimates based on some data that I found online. But this is how you would get your position, velocity, and acceleration data. And then from there you can grab discrete variables. Maybe you want to look at peak velocity. Okay, well here this is 15, right? Maybe you're interested in how much did I decelerate after reaching that top speed, right? Something like that are certainly reasonable discrete variables to grab for lab. So hopefully this helps, and I'll post this shortly. I guess you guys don't need to know that because you'll just see it. So Hopefully this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions.